Hey, it's Amber with Animal Intuitions Dog Training, and I just want to go over some do's and don'ts that you can do with your dog for Halloween costumes. Down. Good girl. So a really nice thing that you can start off doing is I'm going to use this red handkerchief as my dog's costume. She is very hard of hearing, so she knows the click, but I don't even know if she can hear it anymore. So if you've got a costume, whatever that is, could just be a bandana only, could be something for their head, could be a full-on body costume. You want to lay it around them. You even want to touch their body with it. Reward them along the way. Reinforce them, allowing you to touch this item all over them, so that they can learn that it's not so scary. Sometimes we put some interesting things on our dogs, and the first time we put it on them is when they're going out to the pet parade or Halloween, trick-or-treating, or whatever that looks like. So lay your costume out for your dog to be able to sniff it and get used to it. Touch your dog with it. Good girl. Lay it across your dog. And then when you're actually going to put it on your dog, maybe put it on them and then take it off. If it's a costume or pieces of your costume that allow you to do that, I know some are pretty involved, some costumes, and then repeat that. And I'm not even doing this very fast. If you could do it fast, the shorter amount of time your dog would have it on them, the better. So even though she got up, that's okay. I still want to reinforce you're wearing the bandana. You've had it on. Can you come back over here? Over here? Good. Down. Good girl. I think you can still see. So now, once again, wrap or start to put your costume on your dog. Girl. Good girl. So again, she's just going to wear the bandana. I'm going to leave it on her for a few minutes. I'm just going to reinforce her for letting me put it on her. If you have a costume that involves your dog, good girl, going through, their head going through something, then start that. This isn't big enough for me to practice that or to show you, but make that circle ahead of time, and then maybe I can do it. Put it over their head while you're giving them a treat. Good girl. That was really good. You know, and practice that again. There's nothing wrong with practicing your dog having their costume on ahead of time. Just like your children that you're dressing up or yourself, you're going to try it on first. You're going to see what sort of things you need. What are you missing? What can you add to it? So those are your do's, the good things to do with your dog. The don'ts. You do not want to pin your dog's ears. You don't want any too much pressure. You don't want to plug their ears, headbands, things like that. Ears, funny ears, hoods that go over their head. A lot of dogs might be bothered by that. It is best not to pin in their ears. If you go through a conditioning process for your dog to do that, you know, you might have a little more leeway, but big picture, your average pet owner, just avoid pinning in their ears. If their costume does have a cute hood, you know, put it so that it's behind their ears, so that it's hitting them back here or even at their nape, so that there's not going to be that uncomfortableness. Their tails, her tail's way back there. I can't show you her tail. But their tails, you want to not pin their tail, and you don't want their tail pinned. You want it to have free-ranging motion when you are working with that costume. If you can pull their tail out or up or whatever that is, you don't want to pin their tails in. If your costume has floppy parts, you know, a lot of times the costumes will go up over the dog's legs, but then there'll be a lot of floppy legs. Maybe they're a crab or something like that, and there'll be a lot of floppy parts. You want to you know, let your dog walk around the house a little bit with that. Let them get used to the costume, reinforce them while they have it on. You want to make sure that they have still, even if it covers their legs in any way, that it's still a loose fitting or looser, so that it's not totally tight and they're not completely uncomfortable. You really want your dog to be comfortable. Make sure when you put their costume on that you smooth out their fur to the best of your ability. if you're a girl and you've ever had a ponytail and you've got that one hair being pulled, you just have to take that, it just drives you crazy until you can get that fixed. Our dogs have the same thing. You have that one little fur that's bent the wrong way. So do your best to smooth out that fur underneath the costume. You want to just overall make sure that the costume is comfortable, that your dog is not going to be super uncomfortable and nervous and anxious. There's already a lot of extra stimulation that's going on during Halloween, and your dogs are already going to be ramped up and possibly very nervous. A dog that's climbing the anxiety ladder is a dog that is more likely to bite. So on Halloween, we do get a lot of dogs that maybe they're doorbell reactive or sensitive. They are costume sensitive to other kids or people in their family. So you really want to make sure that your dog is used to their own costume so that your dog isn't going into an environment that is already high stress in an uncomfortable costume. What are you doing over there? What are you doing? No, give him a few more. Yeah. Oh, you got plenty of nummies. Come say hi. Oh, the dog is eating all the treats. That's a smart dog. That's a smart dog. She said, you left. You left and I didn't tell her to leave it, and I didn't give her any indication to say that she couldn't have free game. So come here. So I don't fault her for that. I gave her no indication that she couldn't do that. Normally she doesn't, but with kids throwing things off the high chair, sometimes we lose some of our behaviors when not practiced. So the moral of today is that you want your dog to be comfortable. Who is this little squishy? You want your dog to be comfortable. You want them to... Are we just going to get right in here? You want your dog to be comfortable. You want them to be in a position where they're not going to be wanting to bite other dogs or people because their own costume is stressing them out. So overall, make sure that your dog's costume is comfortable for them and that you have conditioned them in some way ahead of time in order to be used to wearing it. So, all right, happy Halloween. Good luck with your pet parades and your trick-or-treating, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And don't feed your dogs the chocolate candy. Goodbye.